Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star episode number 368 based on novel. So let's start. The moment Darkness Master set his eyes on someone, a creepy and strange tune would seem to start reverberating in that person's mind. Then, without being able to resist, the person would fall under his influence. That flow of illusion consisted of an unconscious penetration of the mind to draw one into an illusion. Darkness Master did not make use of any disguise, and everyone knew about his invisible influence, but pulling away from it was very difficult. Luo Feng, this is your teacher uncle, Primal Chaos City leader said. The moment he spoke, the spookiness in the surroundings became mild, while that creepy, strange force seemed to be wiped out. Teacher uncle, Luo Feng greeted. I heard you have cultivated for slightly over 1 billion years. Darkness Master studied Luo Feng's face and continued, I am not surprised you have been able to reach this standard within such a short time, since for an endless time you have been my brother's most outstanding disciple. Luo Feng replied, actually, the time I spent on cultivation was not only slightly over 1 billion years. I once cultivated for a long time at a place where time flew by extremely fast. Everyone, including Primal Chaos City leader, nodded. They were all relieved, but places like House of Time required an alarming amount of energy to sustain revolution, and the greater the rate of time velocity, the more expensive it would cost. Therefore, the more difficult sustenance would be. Furthermore, the evolution of the universe would last for an endless time, and combat was the best method for honing skills and building up bodies. This was why few top powers would send their geniuses to a certain place in isolation to get them to cultivate diligently. All right. Primal Chaos City leader scanned his surroundings. As of today, the 6 leaders of the Virtual Universe branch are all gathered here. At the moment, Longyang Master, Ice Mountain Master, Darkness Master, Yuhu Master, and Luo Feng all looked over to listen to what Primal Chaos City leader had to say. In terms of power and status, Primal Chaos City leader was unquestionably the leading figure of the Virtual Universe branch. The birth of one more Universe Master would be a blessing for us in the Virtual Universe, and it is also a blessing for humanity, said Primal Chaos City leader with a smile. And this disciple of mine, when it comes to survival ability, he beats all 6 of us hands down. Oh. Darkness Master looked over. Ice Mountain Master also looked at Luo Feng silently. Really? Yuhu Master and Longyang Master asked outright. Primal Chaos City leader elaborated. Luo Feng. For one thing, he has the talent of being able to divide bodies. 2. One of his bodies has a life form that resembles that of 9 Remoteness Master. 9 Remoteness Master? Darkness Master, Longyang Master, Ice Mountain Master, Yuhu Master all looked over at Luo Feng in surprise. Luo Feng said, I was just lucky. He showed no trace of displeasure toward his teacher's candid approach in pointing out his capabilities, as he was aware that he had to fight for his status with his capabilities. From how things looked to him, the Virtual Universe branch was the strongest. His apparent capability should be close to that of Yuhu Master, who was the weakest of the lot. So long as he was able to show part of his capability, his status would be different. Moreover, whether his remote ocean body was revealed or not would not make much difference. It was just like how 9 Remoteness Master openly made known to the entire universe that no one would be able to do anything to him. Luo Feng. How big is the ocean of your godly body? Darkness Master asked out of curiosity. It was something the few other Universe Masters present were curious about, too. After all, 9 Remoteness Masters' ocean godly body was comparable to a supreme true treasure and was something many great beings were secretly envious of. The time I spent on cultivation was short, so the ocean of my godly body is still in the initial stage of expansion, Luo Feng said. Its diameter is only a couple tens of billions of miles. A couple tens of billions? Yuhu Master took a deep breath. Darkness Master, Longyang Master, and Ice Mountain Master were all taken aback. Gosh! Even the Li Volcano and World Tree, which were considered to have immensely large godly bodies, were only slightly past 6 billion miles. Such godly bodies were more than enough to send great beings into despair, so learning that Luo Feng's ocean godly body was several tens of billions of miles wide was astounding news. Everyone could only stare wide-eyed and mouth agape. The speed at which great beings fought and attacked to cause such an ocean to be used up would never match up to the speed of its self-recovery. Amazing. Admirable. What a massive godly body. Darkness Master and Ice Mountain Master sang Luo Feng's praises. They were starting to see him in a different light. Previously, their only impression of him was that he was just another universe master of humanity. Luo Feng's combat power was still much lower compared to theirs, but he had a limitless remote ocean that they did not possess, and because of this, Luo Feng's status immediately rose up the ranks. The question was, why was Nine Remoteness Master so frightening? The answer was because Nine Remoteness Master would always make use of his strongest talent technique and risk his life for every fight he was involved in. Even if Nine Remoteness Master were to self-destruct, within a twinkling of the eye, a new Nine Remoteness Master would appear. On the other hand, even if his opponent also had the talent of dividing bodies, to recover from the loss of a strong godly body would entail a hefty price. This was why Nine Remoteness Master became such an intimidating presence within the universe. Luo Feng. Darkness Master let out a smile, which was most rarely seen, and said, with your remote ocean body, making use of the strongest technique of a universe master, you self-destructed. This technique alone would enable you to run rampant throughout the universe. Luo Feng nodded with a smile. Yes. I am the universe was a technique that was very demanding on one's godly power. When one had reached the undying level, only with the perfect life gene level could he make use of this technique. Upon reaching the universe night level, remote ocean body would need a godly power that was at least 10 times stronger to be able to make use of I am the universe. With a body that was 5,500 miles tall, one could fully make use of I am the universe. The ultimate attack technique was to directly carry out destruction of miniature universe. His original earthling body and golden horned beast body did not dare to make use of destruction of miniature universe because the explosive power of this technique did not have the ability to differentiate foe from self. There was the possibility of self-annihilation. Yet remote ocean body had nothing to fear. From Luo Feng's point of view, he was now merely a universe knight. For remote ocean body to make use of this technique of universe destruction, the power was not strong enough. When he had become a universe master, then this technique would truly instill fear among the other great beings. Remote ocean body was a trump card that would earn Luo Feng a unique status. Primal Chaos City leader smiled and said, we will be carrying out the highest level meeting of the human race in a while. But before that, Luo Feng, for your status as universe master, what do you intend to use as your name? My name as a universe master? Luo Feng mused to himself. Blade River Emperor was only one of your disguises previously, Primal Chaos City leader said. Now, the whole universe calls you by the name of Blade River Master. You can use Blade River Master, or you can use another name of your choice. Upon becoming a universe master, maybe you will have your own opinions. This is why the majority of universe masters change their names to something new. Like me. When my teacher entrusted me with Primal Chaos City, to constantly remind myself of my teacher's entrustment, I changed my name to Primal Chaos City Leader. Luo Feng nodded. He understood. For some universe masters, if they were weaker, they did not dare to give themselves names that sounded overpowering, as this would cause other beings to look down on them. However, as they get more powerful, their ambitious goals would start to change. Therefore, they would change their universe names. A name, Luo Feng said to himself. Some great beings renamed themselves according to the weapons they were skilled in using. Some renamed themselves something in remembrance of their hometown or something in their hearts they wanted to hold onto. Some renamed themselves purely out of ambitious goals. Luo Feng smiled and announced, Milky Way Horde Leader. I shall be called Milky Way Horde Leader. He could still remember those days on Earth when he looked up at the sky to see the limitless Milky Way filled with stars. The Milky Way, where home was. Making it to where he was today, was it all not for the sake of protecting his loved ones? Was it not for the sake of protecting his hometown? Horde Leader. It also represented his territory, so he needed to defend his own territory. Milky Way Horde Leader. The 5 universe masters gave his choice some thought, then all nodded in agreement. A name was merely a designation. When one chose to give himself another name, the other great beings would not interfere, unless the name was simply too awful or was a taboo that must be abstained from. Otherwise, regardless of how weird a name was, it truly did not matter. Okay, said Primal Chaos City Leader. So the 6th universe master of the virtual universe branch will be Milky Way Horde Leader. He suddenly stood up and said, let's go. We shall go meet the creator of our virtual universe branch now. Creator of our virtual universe branch? Luo Feng felt a little tremor of fear in his heart. Huge Axe Creator was the creator of Huge Axe Dojo. But the creator of the virtual universe branch? Who could that be? Luo Feng had tried to search for answers in the past but always ended up with no returns. His authority was limited and thus insufficient. Darkness Master also stood up. Let's go meet teacher. To meet teacher? Ice Mountain Master followed suit. In an instant, all 6 Universe Master ascended to the sky amidst a limitless chaotic airflow and advanced along the path of the airflow. Luo Feng, Primal Chaos City Leader, said as he flew. I, Darkness, and Ice Mountain are all teacher's disciples. Teacher has made great contributions to humanity. If not for him, humanity would never be able to become a pinnacle race so easily. Even Huge Axe Creator had once received teacher's guidance and kindness. He was humanity's first universe supreme being. Following Primal Chaos City Leader's voice, Longyang Master, who was beside them, also said, I have also received his kind guidance. Luo Feng held his breath. He knew he had touched on highly confidential information about humankind. All these years, and he only knew that humanity had Huge Axe Creator. Even Sitting Mountain Guest only knew Huge Axe Creator. The strongest being in humanity that everyone knew of was Huge Axe Creator. They had not heard of another. Teacher's name is Origin, Primal Chaos City Leader said. Previously, humankind was only a strong race. Under Teacher's guidance, we have grown and gotten stronger. Teacher ran rampant in the universe, roamed the universe ocean, and killed countless to eventually build up his reputation. This had allowed humanity to gain power and continue to grow stronger. In the primal universe, there are quite a few universe supreme beings, but Teacher can be said to be incomparable. The other supreme beings keep their distance if they see him from afar. All the way across the universe ocean, his name is always the most renowned, continued Primal Chaos City Leader. Invincible. No one is comparable to Teacher. Primal Chaos City Leader's eyes were filled with admiration as memories of past events came flashing back. Even Darkness Master, Ice Mountain Master, and Longyang Master fell silent. They were all immersed in their memories of their teacher. Previously, when humanity gained its reputation as a top power, even the ancestral god School, who has the protection of the universe Origin, was reluctant to provoke our race. At that time, we humans were at our prime. The 6 universe masters flew through space together, causing the chaotic airflow in the surroundings to be continuously forced apart. There was absolute silence all around. Only Primal Chaos City Leader's voice could be heard. Luo Feng was also completely immersed in his imagination as he tried to picture the one presence which, from the primal universe all the way across universe ocean, was said to be formidable. Even other supreme beings knew to keep their distance. We have arrived? Primal Chaos City Leader said. Luo Feng raised his head to look and saw that surrounded by the airflow were countless towering statues. There were endless fluctuations in the various laws of gold, wood, water, fire, earth, wind, lightning, light, space, time, golden space, wooden space, water space. Various sorts of laws, to the extent of the fluctuations in the laws of revolution, all seemed to surge out of the countless statues. With a faraway look in his eyes, Luo Feng seemed to have felt the similarity between these countless towering statues and the universe origins. Primal Chaos City Leader, Ice Mountain Master, and Darkness Master were flying in the front while Longyang Master, Remote Lord Master, and Milky Way Horde Leader Luo Feng flew at the back. 6 beings kept flying. In the boundless space, the towering sculpture looked clearer when they approached it. The greatest being in human history? Thought Luo Feng. The most powerful being in the original universe, and even in the universe ocean? Cultivated 3 universe masters including Primal Chaos City Leader? Luo Feng gazed at the towering sculpture in the distance. Although he had only heard about him from his teacher, he was already filled with awe and worship. What an incredible being! He had created the virtual universe, and other universe supreme masters could only avoid him, and he made the human race the strongest power in the universe. Even the ancestral god School wasn't willing to mess with the human race. Impressive accomplishments. This is Teacher Origin? Luo Feng kept observing the sculpture. Teacher Origin was a lanky man wearing a white cape with a smile on his face. Behind his smile was a perfection that could only be attained after fully comprehending everything. Luo Feng raised his head and looked at the sculpture. He saw the trace of a smile on his face, and that smile made Luo Feng completely peaceful. He felt as if he were nestling in his mother's arms again. He looked as if he had seen through everything in the universe and that there was nothing he didn't know. He looked stalwart, as if he were the pillar of the universe. The universe revolved around him. Teacher? Primal Chaos City Leader, Ice Mountain Master, and Darkness Master stopped. Primal Chaos City leader bowed and said, "There's one more universe master in the virtual universe now, and he's my disciple, Luo Feng. I have brought him here to greet you." Primal Chaos City leader turned to Luo Feng. "Luo Feng, greet your teacher, Origin." Luo Feng walked up beside Primal Chaos City leader and gave a salutation. "Teacher Origin," he said. Luo Feng absolutely admired this legendary being, as the human race had risen because of Teacher Origin. He had guided Huge Axe founder. He had even created the virtual universe. If it weren't for Teacher Origin, the history of Earth might have been different. Primal Chaos City leader raised his head and looked at the towering sculpture, and his eyes gleamed. "I follow your order. I've been guarding Primal Chaos City and the humans, and I didn't dare to slack in my duties. Now that Luo Feng has become a universe master, we humans will be stronger. I believe that we will prosper." Darkness Master and Ice Mountain Master both bowed and whispered, but their voices were blocked from the outside. It was depressive in front of the sculpture. The atmosphere affected the 6 Universe Masters, and even Darkness Master became like a child. "We'll leave now." Primal Chaos City leader bowed. The other Universe Masters did the same, then they all flew away. The air was flowing, and they disappeared in the airflow. The towering sculpture stood still, just as it had been doing for an infinity of eras, but its eyes blinked and glanced at the 6 beings who flew away. A dimming voice said, "Luo Feng?" 6 beings kept flying in the airflow. Luo Feng couldn't help asking, "Teacher, why did I feel that there were many law ripples around the sculpture of Teacher Origin, as if it were the land of origin? What a powerful place the land of origin was. Even Universe Supreme Masters didn't dare resist it. All the life forms in the universe trained themselves in the universe origin and accomplished everything because of the origin ocean." Primal Chaos City leader looked at Luo Feng. "That is the land of origin." "Yes." Ice Mountain Master, who had thus far been aloof, opened his mouth. "However, that's the land of origin of the virtual universe." "The land of origin of the virtual universe?" Luo Feng was shocked. "Another universe origin? Everything is virtual in the virtual universe, and all the laws can be practiced and comprehended." It was Darkness Master who spoke this time, and his voice sounded wicked but elegant. "Of course, there's a universe origin supporting the virtual universe. You won't be able to practice in a fantasy." Luo Feng was rendered speechless. That was right. No fantasies allowed great beings to practice. "You can still practice in a fantasy," said Primal Chaos City leader, "and you can't even feel the difference. However, only a few Universe Supreme Masters are able to perform those fantasies, and also, only the laws that Universe Supreme Masters can manifest can be practiced. It will consume a great amount of energy for great beings to practice in a fantasy." "The virtual universe was created by Teacher Origin," said Luo Feng. "Does that mean Teacher Origin knows all the laws? Is it possible? As the virtual universe can form a universe origin?" Luo Feng found it hard to believe. Teacher Origin knew all the merge laws, all the individual laws, and even the law operation of the universe? "No." Primal Chaos City leader glimpsed at Luo Feng and smiled. Remote Lord was also confused like you were when he went to visit Teacher Origin the first time. "Remote Lord, why don't you explain it to Luo Feng?" Remote Lord Master nodded and looked at Luo Feng. "Not necessarily. Besides, the virtual universe is not a fantasy. It's different than a fantasy. It would require a great sum of energies for fantasies to allow great beings to practice laws, but the virtual universe can always be a place for great beings to train themselves, even for universe knights and universe masters." Luo Feng nodded. "How much energy do you think would be consumed to allow so many great beings to practice if it's a fantasy?" Remote Lord Master smiled. "Actually, the virtual universe hardly consumes any energy." "What?" Luo Feng was dazed. "Hardly consumed any energy? It would require a lot of energy to maintain a virtual space, and the virtual universe covered almost the entire universe. Countless humans were connected to the virtual universe every day, but it hardly required any energy." "Brother Luo Feng," said Remote Lord Master with a smile. "There are countless races breeding and fighting and even consuming the godly power in the origin ocean every day. Do you think the original universe is consuming energy?" "The energy from the original universe is eternal," said Luo Feng. "Since the energy of the original universe is never consumed, why are those of virtual universe consumed?" said Remote Lord Master. Luo Feng was truly amazed. Could the virtual universe rival the original universe? Don't look down upon your teacher Origin, said Primal Chaos City leader. He looked at Luo Feng, and Darkness Master and Ice Mountain Master looked awed as well. Darkness Master said, "Humph. No Universe Supreme Masters dare to fight teacher in the Universe Ocean. If our teacher were still here, the three alliances wouldn't dare to scheme you. If they do, teacher Origin will attack the three alliances directly, and they can only give valuables to mitigate it." Luo Feng couldn't help asking, then how did teacher Origin? How did teacher Origin die? The other 5 Universe Masters knew exactly what Luo Feng was about to ask. Teacher is still alive. Primal Chaos City leader said solemnly. Yes. He's still alive, said Darkness Master. Teacher won't die, said Ice Mountain Master. Luo Feng was bewildered. Then how come everyone said there was only one Universe Supreme Master within the human race, and he could only visit a sculpture? Teacher Origin was almighty, and he's the most powerful Universe Supreme Master. Darkness Master's eyes gleamed. No one can match Teacher Origin. However, Teacher Origin still seeks a path to be stronger, which goes against the Universe Operation law, as he's provoking the Universe Origin. Provoking the Universe Origin? When Virtual Real Devil Master went to kill him, he had shown extremely incredible power. Chains had suddenly appeared in the sky and bound Virtual Real Devil Master. Those chains disappeared only after Virtual Real Devil Master weakened his power. The Universe Operation law is not allowed to be provoked. However, Teacher Origin was so powerful that he wanted to go against it. He provoked it again and again. Then he was punished by the Universe Origin. Darkness Master said confidently. However, Teacher Origin already stood at the top of the Universe Supreme Masters, so even though the Universe Origin was infuriated and tried to punish him, it still couldn't stop him from advancing. Luo Feng was shocked. He could only imagine how the Universe Origin kept punishing Teacher Origin while he kept making breakthroughs. Eventually, Teacher Origin fought against the Universe Origin, Darkness Master said with awe in his eyes. And the result is that Teacher Origin was suppressed by the Universe Origin forever. Suppressed? Luo Feng held his breath. Wow! A Universe Supreme Master dared to fight the Universe Origin. How insane that was. However, he had been suppressed forever. Even though he's suppressed forever, Darkness Master said in his high-pitched voice, Teacher Origin still performed the technique Virtual Universe, which covers the entire universe. Only other Universe Supreme Masters and the Universe Origin can slightly hinder it. Luo Feng nodded. The range controlled by Space Beast Ancestor didn't allow for the Virtual Universe, as this was the will of Space Beast Ancestor. The Virtual Universe was also not allowed on the original stars because of the Universe Origin. It covers the entire universe. Darkness Master looked to Luo Feng. Have you ever heard of a technique that powerful? Teacher Origin even has a Universe Master slave, and he's a Universe Master of the automaton race. That Universe Master is the intelligent core of the Virtual Universe, Darkness Master went on. Everyone knows the Virtual Universe needs to deal with countless programs every day, and it's extremely complicated. Even powerful Universe Masters won't be able to deal with it. However, the Universe Master of the automaton race is an intelligent life form himself and can easily maintain it after becoming a Universe Master. Usually, that Universe Master deals with everything, and Teacher Origin doesn't care what we're doing. However, we have to go to the land of origin of the Virtual Universe if we want to meet Teacher Origin. Luo Feng couldn't help asking, are there any ways to save Teacher Origin from the suppression? Luo Feng had only gotten to learn some major information about this legendary character today, but that did not stop him from worshipping Teacher Origin then and there. In Luo Feng's point of view, he had servants that were Universe Masters, had built the Virtual Universe, stood at the highest peak, and had gone to war with the Universe Origin. Finally, he had ended up in eternal suppression. Every event evoked a surge of admiration and respect for such a leader of humanity. If such a leader could appear in the universe once again, it would be one grand occasion for humanity. Is there any way out? Luo Feng looked at the other Universe Masters. Darkness Master was silent. Primal Chaos City leader sighed and answered, no. Long Yang Master's resounding voice was heard. Huge Axe Creator has thought about it too, but he could not come up with a solution either. The servant of Teacher Origin, who is the core intelligence of the Virtual Universe, also informed us that Teacher Origin was unable to find any solution. Luo Feng sighed and nodded. After all, this was eternal suppression by the Universe Origin. Who could render help? All 6 Universe Masters, including Luo Feng, had just returned to Thunder Island when they received mail from Huge Axe Creator, who was inviting them to join in the highest-level meeting of the human race. There are 2 kinds of highest-level meetings, Primal Chaos City Leader said with a grin. One is a large-scale, highest-level meeting where all Universe Knights, Universe Masters, and Universe Supreme Beings will have to attend. Such a large-scale, highest-level meeting would normally be about major happenings or events that would compromise the benefits of Universe Knights. The other important matters that only concern the race, normally an internal discussion would suffice, and this other kind of highest-level meeting would be attended by Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Beings. This was convened by Huge Axe Creator. Thus, it is also known as Huge Axe Meeting. Huge Axe Meeting? Luo Feng nodded. The previous highest-level meeting attended by a large number of Universe Knights was merely an announcement session where they all listened to a Universe Master issue information. The actual decision-makers were Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Beings. This was why Huge Axe Meeting was where decisions for various matters of the race were made. Your authority limit has been increased, so you can directly transport over to Huge Axe God Palace, Primal Chaos City Leader said. The Huge Axe Meeting will be held at Huge Axe God Palace. Oh. Luo Feng checked again and realized there were a few additional places he could transport to. Let's go, Primal Chaos City Leader said. Within an instant, the 6 Universe Masters of the Virtual Universe branch disappeared from Thunder Island. For their branch, Primal Chaos City Leader was obviously the one in command. Amidst endless darkness, there were indistinct flashes of starlight from afar. A simple, plain-looking God Palace hung suspended in mid-air. In the empty space in front of the God Palace, which was not too big nor too small, there was a long stone table. There was only one stone chair at the position of the host seat, while on either side of the table was a stretch of stone chairs, all occupied by several towering figures. The Universe Masters were in discussion. They were divided into several cliques, so it was typical for them to poke fun at each other. Ha ha! Deserted mirror. Previously, all of you were so unwilling to hand over Earth's ownership rights to Luo Feng. In the end, the final say still lies with Huge Axe. We have said that the day Luo Feng sits with us will be the day we hand him Earth ownership rights. That wasn't too long ago, right? Luo Feng has already earned his place beside us now. Didn't you also object to it previously? I have no family ties to worry about, so naturally, I will take a neutral stand. Actually, from how things turn out now, maybe you all should have acceded to Luo Feng's request back then and accepted the disambiguation mirror stone for half of Earth's ownership rights. Now? Now that Luo Feng is on equal footing with us, according to what Huge Axe has said, we must surrender all the ownership rights to Luo Feng, but at the same time, the disambiguation mirror stones are off limits to us. 6 figures appeared almost simultaneously. They were none other than the 6 great beings from the Virtual Universe branch with Primal Chaos City Leader as their leader. Primal Chaos City Leader. Primal Chaos City Leader, you are here. Primal Chaos City Leader. Almost all the Universe Masters who were already present greeted Primal Chaos City Leader the moment they saw him. After all, within all of humanity, the ones with the highest status were unquestionably Huge Axe Creator and Teacher Origin, who had been eternally suppressed by the Universe Origins. Other than these 2, Primal Chaos City Leader, who was eternally protecting the Primal Universe, was right next in line, so naturally, he would be highly respected. Darkness, you are here too? It is quite rare to see you making an appearance. I didn't expect Darkness to turn up. There have been so many meetings before this, but never once has he turned up. The Universe Masters were speaking incessantly while the group of 6 with their leader, Primal Chaos City Leader, took their seats. The 6 Universe Masters of the Virtual Universe branch sat together in a straight, horizontal row, with Primal Chaos City Leader nearest to the host seat, followed by Long Yang Master, Darkness Master, Ice Mountain Master, Yuhu Master, and lastly, Milky Way Horde Leader. Luo Feng sat down and observed the other Universe Masters as he humbly replied to their conversations. Luck. I was lucky to make such accomplishments because I had the chance to cultivate in peace for a long period in places like House of Time. It was just by chance encounter that I managed to create that technique. Ha ha. The 3 major alliances were after my life, I needed to be ruthless to save myself. As he spoke, he observed meticulously. After all those present were already the top-tier beings of humanity. Previously, he had only managed to look up some information, but he had never met them in person before. Huge Axe Dojo branch has Huge Axe Creator as its leader. Normally, Void Gold Master would be the one managing the dojo, who was previously the substitute teacher for my big brother, Hong, and the creator of the Sky Ruins tablet. Luo Feng looked over and saw that Void Gold Master was a towering figure with long, dazzling golden hair. He wore a smile on his face and had eyebrows that were so long they hung all the way down to his chest. In terms of how he carried himself, he was no less charismatic than Primal Chaos City leader. The Universe Mercenary Alliance has deserted Mirror Master as its leader, Luo Feng realized as he observed carefully. Deserted Mirror Master was hideous looking, and his body was covered with complicated scales. There were 3 sharp horns on his head, so at first glance, he looked like a beast in human form. The aura he exuded was equally domineering. Deserted Mirror Master was also observing Luo Feng with due diligence. Of all the Universe Masters present who observing Luo Feng, the number of times he looked over at Luo Feng ranked in the top 3. The Universe First Bank has Qing Dong Master as its leader. Qing Dong Master was wearing a green armor with a green cape, and on his cape were complicated secret engravings that formed a beautiful beast diagram. That beast did not belong to any species of the 8 beast gods. Universe Star River Bank has Peng Gong Master as its leader. Luo Feng looked at Peng Gong Master. Of the 3 Universe Masters staring at Luo Feng, Peng Gong Master topped the list. He was slightly stout, bald, and had a large beard that drooped. From the aura he exuded, he was by far the weakest Universe Master present. And the Universe Star River Bank branch he led only had a total of 2 Universe Masters, which was the least of the lot. Yet, according to the information that Luo Feng had read up on, Peng Gong Master's power was ranked at the top of humanity. Even Void Gold Master was not his match. He was, in fact, comparable to Primal Chaos City leader. Humanity is indeed strong. Luo Feng could not help but sigh. There are more Universe Masters at the Pinnacle level, there were even a few that were at the top tier level. This is considered extremely high in the universe. This was based on all the understanding Luo Feng had gained so far. The powers of Universe Masters could be categorized as elementary, ordinary, pinnacle, and top tier. The elementary category referred to those who had just become Universe Masters, with a life gene level of 100 times, who had yet to create an ultimate technique of a Universe Master. This group of Universe Masters rarely made appearances. They were more inclined to isolate themselves in solitude to devote themselves to honing their power. The ordinary category referred to those who used a certain amount of resources to get their life gene level to reach a stage whereby it was temporarily difficult to achieve further increase, for example, 1,000 times the life gene level. In addition, they had created their ultimate technique of a Universe Master and had obtained quite outstanding true treasures. The Pinnacle category was made up of Universe Masters who might possess very powerful true treasures or created very strong techniques or had life gene levels that might have reached around 10,000 times. Satisfying one of the above, then meeting the requirements of the other 2, would just be a matter of time. This was the point where a Universe Master was almost considered to be at the Pinnacle level. The top-tier category referred to Universe Masters like Star River Master, Primal Chaos City Leader, and Darkness Master. In terms of life gene level, true treasures and techniques, these masters had attained an extremely high level. That was the only way to be considered top-tier. The 5 branches of humanity. From how I see it, the Virtual Universe branch is the strongest link. Especially the 3 disciples of Teacher Origin, Teacher, Darkness Master, and Ice Mountain Master. All of them were about the top-tier level. Luo Feng sighed inwardly as he thought about how truly powerful the disciples under the tutelage of Teacher Origin were. The other 4 branches seemed to pale in comparison when it came to quality. Even Huge Axe Creator had once received the guidance of Teacher Origin. As Luo Feng sat contemplating the power of the greatest level of humanity and sighing over how he was the last one in line, Huge Axe Creator finally turned up. With a head of disheveled hair, a wild-looking giant appeared on the host seat. That very instant, the Universe Masters quietened down as all their expressions registered respect. Only Luo Feng, though also looking respectful, was unable to conceal the hint of surprise he felt. The wild-looking giant looked toward Luo Feng, smiled, and nodded. "Luo Feng," he said. "This is the first time you and I have met." "Huge Axe Creator," Luo Feng replied respectfully while looking at Huge Axe Creator. The more he looked at this wild-looking giant, the more he noted the striking resemblance between Huge Axe Creator and his good friend from the past, Rong Jun. Rong Jun may have been a far cry from Huge Axe Creator, but he did carry some charismatic airs, albeit indistinctly. But they both shared the same kind of heroic spirit. Even their looks and disposition. As distinct as the differences between East and West, huge axe creator and wild man Rongjun contrasted, but they clearly shared a similar disposition. In terms of looks and appearance, Luo Feng experienced a new feeling, the feeling of being of the same race. When Rongjun made his first appearance in Primal Chaos City, he was not outstanding at all, thought Luo Feng. At that time, we were merely a bunch of fellows who just emerged from the War of Talents. Many Universe Knights paid us no heed. Just like me, now, where would I find the time to care for those young emerging fellows? At that time, even Bo Lan was not taken in as a disciple by any Universe Knight. On the contrary, Rongjun was the first to be accepted as a disciple by a Universe Country Master. When Rongjun had been accepted as a disciple to a Universe Country Master, many participants of the War of Talents were jealous and reluctant to accept the fact. At that time, Luo Feng had also gritted his teeth and promised himself that, even if Rongjun did have a Universe Country Master as teacher, he would surpass Rongjun, somehow. Even then. Thereafter, when he did succeed in achieving outstanding results, there were still other beings like Heaven Erosion Palace Master who were betting that Luo Feng was still not Rongjun's match. Why are they all in favor of Rongjun? Luo Feng muttered under his breath. It seems highly possible he is from the branch under Huge Axe Creator. Who are the great beings under Huge Axe Creator's branch? A great deal of information on Universe Knights came rushing back to Luo Feng's mind as he speedily recalled his memories. However, most Universe Knights donned armor and boots. There were not many like Rongjun, who carried the disposition of a wild man. There were 4 to 5 of them who seemed to have such a disposition or character. Luo Feng tried hard to recall so that he could differentiate something out. He was faintly sure of it. After all, he did take a shorter time to become a great being, so he only had a few good friends like Kwangju Knight. The rest of the Universe Knights were merely casual acquaintances. This video will end here.